dear, that is not a good way to start live. Hello, and welcome back to the YouTube live. I'm actually just looking at that photo that I always have at the start of the video and realizing that it's probably time to update it. That was like 2 pairs of glasses ago. Anyway, I'm back for about an hour. Not doing anything too exciting, but we are matching up the pockets to the bags, blah blah blah, and we'll also be matching up the lining fabrics to the bags that are currently missing them, because I had to do a few extra cuts tonight before the first stream. Actually, I did them so that they were done. Alright, so now we're on to clipping the gray pockets to the bags that are going to get the gray pockets. Some of these were nearly finished last year, and then they kind of went into like the timeout. I honestly don't know how many of these I am going to get finished this year, but we are going to try our darndest to get through the majority of these. So that's all we can do right now. We have obviously, so we've got 3 weeks exactly until Knit City right now, but I need to be ready to go basically in 2.5. So that's where part of this time crunch comes in, is it's just like the extra amount of time that I need to actually be packed up and get on the road. The cats will probably be scratching at the door because I have them closed out right now because I love them, but they were being pests and like almost getting under my rotary cutter. So I'm just like, no, you get to chill outside tonight. So there are 3 remaining cuts before we can start sewing these. The first cut that we'll do, and hopefully we'll get to it starting tonight, is the interfacing. All of the Japanese exteriors have to be interfaced to match the weight of the canvas exterior. And then we have to do the webbing cuts, and then we also need to pair up leather, which I keep forgetting about that we need to do the leather. I'm like, I'm almost done the cuts. We can get to sewing tomorrow and that'll be awesome. No. Got a few more things to do. So tomorrow though, for the ASMR videos, I will be doing zipper sew. So today is September 1st and tomorrow is September 2nd. That's usually the day that follows September 1st. But tomorrow for the ASMR start of the day, I will be doing oh, that is a broken clip. Alright. Ow. That actually hurt, and now I can't get it off the fabric because it's broken. Okay. Although honestly, I've probably broken less clips than I've broken or bent pins beyond use, so that's pretty good. Anyway, yeah, so tomorrow I am going to get up, I am going to have breakfast with my family, and then I'm going to go for my training run, because my husband and I are training for the Dopey Challenge at Walt Disney World in January 2024. And then I will be coming downstairs and we'll start with the ASMR stuff. The ASMR basically just means I am not going to be talking during the stream, because it's head down. I got to finish the ends of the box bags, and then once the ends of the box bags are finished, we're going to put the zippers into the triangle pouches, and once the zippers are in the triangle pouches and they're top stitched and they have their ribbons in, well, we're going to finish them basically, which will be good because I need to get them finished for Paula as well. And then hopefully that'll leave enough time where I can actually box the edges of the large box bags. That is probably about the time when I'll start chatting, but we'll see kind of where it falls in the day. Alright, there is where the beige lining starts. So I missed cuts last night, and so I was like, when we get to the cuts, we'll start adding them to the bags, because I missed a bunch. And here we are. Where's the start of the ones I missed. Anyway, so that is the trajectory for tomorrow. I want to get the box bags boxed, and then tomorrow night hopefully I'll definitely be doing a Chatty One, because it honestly helps me stay awake. And oh, the words are failing me. It's only 10:30 tonight. That's early for me to be failing. But yeah, box the edges, and then tomorrow night we'll work on interfacing, because I don't think we're gonna, I don't know, we might get to interfacing cutting tonight. We definitely won't get it to interfacing pressing tonight. Alright, and I should have done this before I came downstairs, but I desperately need to go upstairs to the washroom, so I will be right back. I'm gonna put you on BRB and mute the mic. Alright, I'm back. Desperately had to pee. It's just like, I knew I should have come or gone before I came downstairs, but you know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Alright, anyway, so we're pairing up the linings with the, well, actually we're pairing up the exteriors with the pockets, and then the pieces that I missed cutting last night are also getting paired up here, just so we can get rolling on the next step. I'm doing this just so that it's hopefully a little bit clearer. I just realized there's actually 4 more steps until we can start sewing most of these, because these ones need to be cut down into their drawstring channels as well. Oh. You may rightfully ask, Katie, why are you doing this to yourself? But I am the sole person for this company. I do all of the things. My husband will come helping me set up for shows. He brought me a coffee tonight, and he's looking after the kids right now while I do this desperate dash to Knit City. But yeah, all the actual business stuff is me. So alright, so what I'm gonna do, I think maybe what I should do, we'll pair all of these up. It looks like I'm going to get through all of these pretty fast. This, why I'm doing it this way is that then I also don't need to, like, it just keeps it straight and easy, so that when I'm going to sew all of this, I don't have to, like, worry about it. At least that's the theory I have right now. We'll see if it actually proves to be true or not. Who knows? I haven't actually done it this way before, because it's like, I think, yeah, I don't know. Basically, just for the next like 2 weeks, it's going to be head down, and so as much as possible, the kids will be attending TV daycare when they're not actually in childcare. I need to actually message my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law. That one should actually have the black pockets. Okay, so now we're going to take the gray pockets. That should have gone with that, and we're going to put it with the citrus here. That should have had the gray. Okay, I think we're doing okay. The problem that I've run into is I've actually run out of the gray and the black feather fabric for the pockets. So we've already redistributed a bunch of like bags, but part of why I want to clip everything together is to make sure that at least Paula's bags has all of the fabric that it needs. Now, I did not run out of lining fabric, I ran out of pocket fabric, so that's good. But I would have liked to have gotten through this year without having to order pocket fabric at least, but apparently that's not going to be the case. You know, it's alright. I do really want to get this sheep Kato done because I think that will be a really fun one once it's finished. It's a really fun fabric anyway, but as a Kato I think it's going to be spectacular. Alright, so actually there is more gray pockets here, and I think that was all the gray pockets that I had planned. Sweet. So most of the thing is that then it actually cuts down on the amount that I need to cut. We have like one random gray pocket. So we got 2 more bags worth and 1 random. So apparently I'll be using that for something else. I don't know what. Bloop. Okay. So we got the blue fabric now, the blue pockets to clip, and then we've got some of the lining fabrics left to clip as well. So we'll go into the blue. We're gonna set this aside with the ones that I've like partitioned off for blue, because there are a couple for Paula in there. But otherwise we're gonna start, yeah, these are all blue fabrics. Sweet, so it looks like we're not as short as I thought we were going to be. Awesome. Alright. Oh, what happened to your clip? Citrus. Alright, alright. I gotcha. One of my clips actually broke when I was adding the pockets in, and I'm like, ow, it actually really hurt. Alright, I'm gonna put the marble one in here because it's on top, and I just like, let's just make this easy on ourselves, right? Okay, so there we go, and it's got the 2 exteriors, 2 pockets, 2 drawstring channels, 2 exterior pieces. Sweet, everything is here. Alright, I'm gonna clip it all together again. There we go. The rabbits will get the spray because there's multiples of this one, and because Paula will probably be selling these online, I will make sure that they are all the same so that like there's no quibbling about the interiors on these ones. I don't know. I don't know if these actually end up being sold online or not, but hey, better to do it that way than there'd be issues, to be honest. Alright, Mount Fuji. This is a Dobby. The Dobby is like a slubby warp and weft, and so it's got a really nice texture. It makes a fairly like light fabric feel very dynamic, and honestly it makes it feel tougher, to be blunt. Like it's like stronger fabric. I don't know if that's actually true, but it feels like it. So the texture on it's like a really nice feel on it. Alright, so there's all the bunnies for Paula. I should have been dividing these off into the ones that actually need to have their drawstrings cut, so we'll start doing that after this, because I just realized that if that's this next step I'm going to take, I should probably separate out the ones that need that work done. Oh boy. Okay, like this one, the bunnies for me. So what I'm going to do is I'll clip the pocket fabric that I'm going to use to it, and then I'll set it back there on the triangle pouches, just so I know that these need some extra processing. So like that. Done. Easy. I don't know why I didn't do it before. Same as the retro jam jars here. I am very glad that there are so many blue fabrics, because I still have a significant amount of blue fabric to use for pockets at least. But the gray spray fabric, feather, whatever you want to call it, it looks like ocean spray droplets. they've actually discontinued that color, so I'll have to find it in like something similar. Probably I'm gonna look towards that like more marbled finish in a gray. We are not getting black again because the black ran when I stitched it, and I would be absolutely horrified if that dye transferred to the actual like project that was in the bag. So we have one more organization scheme. These guys need to have their like drawstring channels cut before we do any interfacing, so I'm moving them over there, and I think that's the next thing that we'll do is actually do the cuts before we do the interfacing. We also ended up with an extra couple pieces of gray spray fabric, so I'm like, I think, well, we're not as short as I thought we were, which is good. And if nothing else, they can at least go into the sushi cat bags for Paula, and we'll be well and truly set. Alright. Just mentioning that I'm very glad that so many of these bags took blue pockets, to be honest, because, oh, that needs a lining fabric. Like, it'll be obvious when they need lining fabric as I throw one on the pile without its lining fabric. Whew, okay. Even with that coffee, I'm like, it's 10 to 11 and I'm lagging. I'm probably going to regret the decision of having a coffee that late at night because I'll still be up until 2 a.m. I just will be useless. Oh well. Hopefully I get a good sleep. I can go out and I can run. That'll help perk me up in the morning, along with a couple cups of coffee, you know, a moderate amount. And then sewing large box bags. Very exciting. Birds. Alright, the capybara 100% have to be done for Knit City because it's such a good fabric. Okay, apparently I maybe didn't miss as many of the blue or the beige pockets as I thought. There must be a few more hiding under there or something. I don't know what's up. Again, honestly, if I've cut it, I'll pop it in the Kato box, and it's easier to finish a mostly cut bag than it is to start it from the beginning. So go. It was cool down here, and now I have warmed up. So we're gonna take the hoodie back off for a little bit. We'll probably go back on again in a little bit. Not that warm down here because I'm in the basement. It of course traps all of the air conditioning, and because it's a walkout basement, it traps very little of the heat in the wintertime. So I keep forgetting, but I need to look for a space heater for the winter because it's like I don't mind having the thermostat low upstairs, but I was down here like red-nosed and everything like that, and I'm like, that's a little bit too uncomfortable. Like, to the point where I wish I was wearing gloves. That doesn't work for sewing, unfortunately. And that was, like, with the blinds closed to, like, keep as much cold air out as possible. Opening them basically just to get the, like, sun in so that we could warm the basement up a little bit. But, now, granted, that was not the whole winter. Thank goodness. But it was definitely the coldest days. It was like the -40 days with the wind chill and stuff like that, and just like, ugh. And it wasn't like, so I was in like track pants. I was in multiple layers. Track pants. What was I in? Like one of those big oversized sweatshirts with like and both of those had like workout gear layers under them. I could have used like a merino layer, but I don't really have access to it. And then what else was there? I don't know. There was a bunch of layers, and it was still just cold, like too cold. A hat. Yeah. So I guess I could have done a shawl. Maybe we'll do that next year. A cowl. But and my slippers and like wool socks and the slippers and all of that. It's not like I wasn't dressed for cold. That's for sure. Okay, sweet. So we've got all the blue nearly done. It looks like I do have a few too many of the beige. Although there might be some beige lurking in this pile over here. Who knows? We're just about there. This is exciting. Yeah, it looks like I've got 3 bags and I've got 3 cuts of blue left, and then we will see what we need to cut for blue over on this other side. If I don't have to do more fabric cutting, I will be very glad. I am over the fabric cutting right now. It's terrible to say, but it is true. I want to get to the sewing, because the sewing means that I get stuff finished. The cutting means I get stuff finished too, but it's just like, will it actually get finished? And yes, my eyebrows are that devious. It's like, you think you can finish it? Like, yes, I think I can. Oh, this one needs an actual, this one needs a drawstring channel. Okay. Alright, in that case, that's something that we can cut from the offcuts of the black, and the black will actually look really good with the pandas, and it looks like it's pretty much the right size. And this is spare, so that'll go in the Kato box for later. And yeah, I think we gotta trim this down by a little bit, but not much. And then we have to trim a little bit off the side because it's too tall right now. Now the spray does run the wrong direction technically, but that's okay. Okay, so we need to take a 1/2 inch off on this end. I'm gonna take off just over a 1/2 inch because part of this is that I don't think I really end up folding it under properly all the time, so a little bit extra off the drawstring channel, it will be fine. Alright, flip, flip. I'm gonna square up the other end because it's not very square. Just make it nice and even here. Good enough. And then I will go in and we'll cut the drawstring channels. So I'm just cutting drawstring channels for the panda bag because the pandas do not have a drawstring channel. They very likely got cut. What am I doing? I need to cut it this way. So that the selvage gets, or the fold gets taken off, not the selvage edge. There we go. Like this. There, and then I still have a strip, and then we're going to square it up along the bottom here. Like that. And now we're good. Sweet. Alright, so there is the drawstring channel. So if the bags don't have a drawstring channel of their own, and this is mostly a problem with the old cuts because I didn't know what I was doing, I'll just make it from offcuts. So we actually do have extra lining fabric. Sweet. Oh, right, I was gonna check to see if anything over here needed lining. We do have a couple extra gray cuts. So we've got the Shiba Inu that I was thinking could go to the blue cuts. We've got the fans on white that could easily go to blue. The marble one in there would look really good. This one definitely is blue. We're gonna stick with blue for them. We're gonna stick with blue for the sweater cats. I'm thinking those 2 gray pieces should actually go in with the sushi cats, and then we know for sure that that's what we're gonna use for Paula's bags. And it's the one where I'm like, blue doesn't really work. So let's throw the gray in there for both of them. Again, we're going to match them because if Paula lists these online and she takes photos of the lining, we want them to be the same. It's less work that way. And then these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bags are going to have blue pockets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's what you do when you run out of pocket fabric, apparently. Whew, okay. Now the question is do I want to use the marble or do I want to use the floral spray things? I don't know what you would call them. Ocean droplets is what I just called them. Spray kind of is an uncomfortable word to say on YouTube. So it's like itsy bitsy kind of, just like I said, ocean spray. Like the ocean spray logo, cranberry juice. Or there's like the marble. I think looking at the little feathery spray one against the color way of a couple of these, it's better. Okay. So I said we need 5, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I actually chucked a. There's an extra piece that I had put in the Kato box for later, which we need now. And I feel like we'll take this off and we'll just pop it on the shelf afterwards. There is another bolt gone. Goodness gracious. But we have been through, yeah, we've been through a lot of bolts recently. I've got like 3 empty ones behind me right now, so that is something. Show pushes always do that, but it's just like, it's still terrifying to see it happen. It doesn't make it any more comfortable when it happens. Ah. Should find out actually if Siltex still has the gray, this like feather spray on sale, because it's discontinued now as part of the problem. So I should find out if it's still cheap, or cheaper at least. I just didn't want to commit to any big spends before Knit City, because it's kind of like after Knit City, well, this year it's not really going to slow down. I'm like, it usually slows down. It's not going to really, which is good. I will probably need more fabrics post Knit City. I, however, also need to make a canvas order. So basically I was waiting to order fabrics and stuff like that until I kind of saw what I needed to restock after Knit City. So, alright, 1 blue cut, ha ha ha. So that's going to make 2 bags, because we've already got 1 cut. Where did my rotary cutter go? There it is, it's hiding. It's like, I am done. It's way too late for this. I agree, rotary cutter, but you know it's show prep season. Okay, so there's 2 bags. And we need 5. So, actually that's perfect, because we'll do 3 cuts, and that's 5 bags. Sweet. We did actually kind of win. Okay. Yeah, because I'm almost out of black canvas, so that's definitely something. And especially if I'm going to be doing big bags with canvas bottoms, I'm pretty sure big bags are going to need to be restocked at post Knit City. Oh boy, alright. Tippy tappy this way. Good, good. Need 1 more cut, and then we'll cut it down, pair it up with the bags that I set aside, and then we'll cut down the exteriors of the bags that I want to make for the booth. And then, if we get all of that done, we'll start cutting interfacing. Ugh. I don't know why. Interfacing is one of my least favorite things to cut. You would think it's like the pockets and the lining, considering how much I complain about it. But interfacing, because it's got the glue on the back, well, now it's like the fusible interfacing especially, it's all like, it always is gritty. Delia, she knows I'm in here and I've closed her out again, because I'm just like, I do not need to roll over a cat's toes with my rotary cutter tonight. She doesn't quite comprehend why running over her toes with the rotary cutter may be a bad situation for both of us. A, an injured cat. B, blood everywhere. But she's a cat, so she doesn't understand that. Alright, there we go. Yeah, so there's like, it's not worth keeping on the bolt at this point, so what I'm doing is I'm going to fold it up. I've got a shelf over there that takes like the last of stuff, basically. It's like the last of the Indonesian batik, the last of the like fabric bolt, the last of the cuts that I made for necessary clutch wallets from the Obi, blah blah blah, all of that. All of that's sitting over there on that shelf. So that can join it. Okay, trim down the selvage just the tick. Just that 1/4 inch. And then it's 11 o'clock. Okay. Now I know at 11 o'clock every night I've said I've got lots of energy. I'm going to be able to keep going. We're going to see how it happens. does feel like I might be able to do to 12. I don't know. I'm not committing to that one. Part of this is it's like I still like to go upstairs and have a little bit of a wine. Like, I'm calling them transition periods right now. So it's like after the kids go to bed, I come downstairs, I have a snack, and then a drink or whatever, water, beer, wine, something like that. And that's my transition to like working day or working night, I guess. But I do also like it to have a little bit of a transition from work to bed as well, which is super helpful too. So that usually means a little bit of gameplay or like Instagram. That's when I should be reading my book. But at the end of these days, especially when it's like just me and the kids, my mental capacity for keeping like, I don't know, it's a lot easier for me to keep an audiobook plot like in my head versus like a solid book, handheld book, like a book in my head. I don't know, it's easier for me to keep an audiobook plot in my head right now than it is to keep a physical book's plot in my head right now. So I don't tend to read a lot at night. I need to charge my ebook and I need to start reading while I'm putting the kids to bed. That's when I should actually be reading my physical books. But we'll get there eventually. It'll be easier once all of this is a little bit less off my brain, or a little bit less present in my brain. And like I said, now that we've hit September 1st, we are getting close. Panic is setting in, which, you know, at least it lights a fire under my butt to get going. Alright, I'm going to be a little bit generous with this cut right now because I've got actually extra fabric on this side, so we're going to go down to this line because that's the pocket width that we need. Scoot that over. Then we're going to go up. I also keep forgetting that it's not only like I have to do this and a bunch of other cuts, I also still need to cut all of these linings and box them. Okay, well, we have our work cut out for us. Just glad I have good company along the way. Okay, so there is the remainder of the blue pockets. Like that. All nice. We're done. We're done pockets. Finally, we're done pockets. High five. We did it. Okay. So that one's already cut. There's a pile over here of the ones that need to be cut, and then I need to pull them out because I was like, I should be dividing these up so I can just pull them out to do the drawstring cuts really easy. And then I didn't even think of it until I was like mostly through pinning or clipping the pockets onto the bags. So we'll touch the pile again and hopefully be more efficient again next time. It's the same thing as like learning how to go to Japan by myself. It's like just there's something a little bit different every time, and just take it as a learning experience for what can be done. Oh dear. Okay, yeah, there's the start of the power down. Even with the coffee in my system, I'll probably be laying in bed like at 2 a.m. like, oh, I regret that coffee. But I don't right now. Okay, so those ones all need to be cut. This one is done. This one is done too. Those ones are done. This is done. I don't think there's actually that many to cut down, but it's just like I may as well set them aside because it also is a fairly decent delineator between the ones that I need to sew for stock and the ones I need to sew for Paula. Okay, go. That one needs to be sewn or cut. Sounds like a toddler thing. Cut. Done, done. 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 It's not done. Okay, that's the delineator there. Oof. Okay. Cut. 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 I'm nearly done. It just needs its lining. That's literally all that needs to be done on this one. Cut. Cut down. Cut. Man, I am so glad I'm not a potter. I'm always, when I'm packing up shows, I'm always like, I am so glad it's fabric. It doesn't break. It does get crinkled, but realistically, I can fix that with a steamer at any point that I would like. But when I pack up, I just have to throw them in the suitcases, and I don't have to like wrap every single individual piece. Ugh. To be a potter at a show would be daunting. It's always like, I don't know, I always get asked if I can, like, people can touch stuff and things like that, and I'm like, yeah, it's not fragile, it's not gonna break, so you're good, go for it. That's the whole reason to purchase it here, is because like the tactile experience of it in person is like, that's the point. Alright, there's no more. Let's cut down. So we're just going to transfer all of these into the ready to go pile. And then the not ready to go pile is probably about the same size. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to cut down. That was a really big sigh, I'm sorry. It sounded very like. It was just more of a preparation of like, okay, the next thing. Just head down, do the next thing. The next thing here is cutting the drawstring channels. So what I'm going to do is, because the actual exterior of the fabric gets matched to this canvas bottom, plop it like that, and then it's because it's not exactly what the pattern calls for like the drawstring channels aren't exactly the same like width that the pattern calls for. They're a little bit smaller, but realistically, for being able to get all of this out of the large box bag, the drawstring channels are sufficient. Okay, I'm just gonna make sure that that is actually going to line up mostly, that I'm not making that up. No, we're good. And then with the ones that have like a wider selvage to selvage edge, it's actually even better. Okay, there we go. So there's the fans done. Now it's ready for interfacing. Then what we're going to do is we're going to actually trim it this direction as well, because it has to be the same width as the bag too. So we're going to flip this actually, because that's going to give us the most accurate cut. And realistically, a little bit less is actually better, so we're going to scoot it just a tick, because otherwise the drawstring channels don't line up well with the bag. And why I'm doing this right now is because then this piece here, I can unfold it and interface the large piece instead of having to interface two smaller pieces. It's more difficult to line up, that's all. So like this piece like this is way easier to interface, to be honest, than the piece is cut in half, because now this gets cut in half. Now in this situation, I think I'm going to pin everything together except the exterior, since it's what needs to be interfaced, but everything else will be matched up. That doesn't feel right though. It feels like I'll just be digging through for stuff later. Yeah, no, that feels like far too inefficient. Okay, we are going to open this up though, because that tells me then, no, hold it in half. Do it like you've had it. There we go. Okay, but everything else for this one is ready, so that's sweet. I just need to get the clip back on there, and then yeah, interfacings will happen tomorrow. Now with these very directional prints, it does mean that the drawstring channel actually does run this direction instead of up down, or up in this case with the fans. But I figure with the drawstring channel, at least it like, oh, this can actually go on this pile. No, haha. And that's its lining. Okay. lose my head if it wasn't screwed on right now. Anyway, because the drawstring channel is like a little bit of a separate entity, I justify it that way. I don't know. It's gonna run a different direction. It's fine. Okay, so there's the lining, there's the pockets, here's the fabric. There are two pieces here, so we're gonna actually cut it down because we're only making one banana cat bag or Kato bag. I'm pretty sure I've already got like multiple large box bags in this, but we'll throw it over into the Kato box for later probably. Ding! Oop. Overshot. That's okay. That's better than missing, or better than having it on the cutting table at least. So now in this situation, there's a lot of fabrics that typically don't have writing along the one selvage. That's part of the way that I also extend the usability of the large box bag fabrics for this Kato cut specifically. And basically it just means that the selvage gets sewn into the actual, like you can't tell the difference between the fabric and the selvage. So it gets made into, it gets sewn into the drawstring pole. Okay, line all of you up, square it up as best as I can, zip down, sweet. Then we gotta stretch it out this way, and we're gonna trim off a little bit extra just so that it's like good. Snip, 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 snip. That's a scrap. That's one of the scraps I don't know what I'm doing with yet, but I have a feeling they're going to be going into cat pouches here in the new year. I think at this point I am out of new products and we're just going to focus on building stock in the current products that I am holding. But that is one of the things, is it's like I've got a super cute little cat pouch template that will make an amazing like scrappy project. So part of this is I won't have time to actually sew the scraps together to make the cat pouch, and part of this is like I just don't have the mental capacity to add another product right now. So something new to look forward to in the new year though. So as a heads up, I don't know why I did that. I actually need that canvas. Okay, now this one, yes, there's a selvage there, but realistically it will get sewn in, and I would much prefer that Spank shows up in the middle. This is why I bought this fabric. Spank better show up on the Kato, and I don't think it's anywhere else on this fabric from what I can tell. Oh, it's like right up at the top here. That's not gonna work. Okay, so we gotta cut the drawstring from this side, and then you get Big Catch, you get Spank, and you get Wonderland Cool Ear. It's probably year, but the Y is actually covered. Yeah, I think that is going to be the best decision. The Spank is why I bought this fabric. I was just like, what does that say, Spank? Lo and behold, that's what it says. I'll make sure that the purple one also has that very visible on this fabric. It's such a busy fabric that it like blends in really well, so it's like, I don't know, you don't have to worry about it being like weirding people out, I guess. But yeah, you can know it's there. You can know it's there. Okay, so I think that actually ended up, yeah, there's a pretty good fabric there for like the drawstrings as well. Alright, trimming up the drawstring channels, and then we'll cut it in half, and then it can go on the finished pile. There we go. Do I have to do these individually? No, actually, and I am not going to. Now that I said that out loud, I'm like, why am I doing these individually? Okay, where did its lining and all of its stuff go? There's the pockets. Oh my goodness. Okay, well it had a beige lining and we had extra beige linings. So there's its clip. Weird where its beige lining just got eaten by something. It might have actually slipped down. I don't know. I was more paying attention to the spank. Got distracted by the spank. Where the heck did it go? I swear it was right here. Alright, well, it's a good thing that we've got extra of the lining fabric at least. Alright. Okay, so this one does have to be fuss cut again as well, just a little bit. And we'll line, I think we'll do like 2 or 3 at a time, just to line everything up a little bit nicely. And so that I don't get too far ahead of myself with like linings and pockets, so I don't get confused about what we're doing. Okay, so if I cut it here, it's gonna be to there. That means that we get this nice stretchy cat right in the middle. And what about on the back? It's not very good on the back. Okay, if I cut it here, we get the nice sitting cat, and we get the cat back, and we get most, if not all, of the stretching cat, although it'll be in the seam allowance. And then we get a nice, okay, we get a stretching cat, and we get a couple really good sitting cats, and actually a stretching cat that will look like it's right on the canvas. So there we go. That's where to cut this one. Alright, since that one's so specific, we're just going to trim it down by itself. Clip, clip. There we go. And same thing with the drawstring channel. We're going to trim it here, because then we get 2 cats for sure. Snip, snip, snip. This is another one of those Dobby fabrics. So it's got a slubby warp and weft on it. At least I call it Dobby fabric. I don't know if that's the technical name for it, but it gives a fairly fine fabric a very dynamic feeling, and like makes it feel more durable. Again, I don't know if it is or not, but that's what it feels like to me. So hopefully it is. Alright, so I'm laying this in a fashion where I can just basically pop the piece that needs to be interfaced out without having to like pull it out from the middle of a pack of fabric, basically. Alright, next one. Okay, so I'm going to prep a few here to do. So we need the interfacing, or not the canvas and the exterior. And then the pocket and the interior. I should probably be cutting the boxes for the bottom of this right now too, but I'm not going to. Kind of curious if I even really need to do that, because with my like box bags I always do the boxing at the end. I wonder if I could do the side seams and then just cut it after it's done. Probably. I don't see why that wouldn't work. So then you just turn the bag through that opening, one of the box bag like box edges. I guess we'll see. Who knows? I only need 1 piece of canvas, or like 1 set of canvas. I don't know why I have 3. Alright. So speaking of which, the bunny one will go back. And the sassy cat one will go back. Just like that. Easy peasy. And we'll stack those 2, and then that's the oddball out for the white fabric. And then we'll line these up to cut. Alright. Go. It's like a whole fold right there. Apparently that must have been a selvage. We're going to line that feels like it's folded wrong. It was. That's because it was. Right, salvage to like not salvage to selvage. It's like salvage folded in half. Alright, so these are the bunnies. They've got like that really nice gold highlight that Japan really likes to do on their fabric, same as the sassy cat patchwork actually. But the bunnies also have like little red flowers. And then we've got what I keep affectionately referring to as the Christmas cat, even though I think it's like super close to Christmas colors, but it's just the side of not Christmas colors. And I think what redeems it from not being completely Christmas colors is the fact that this pink is like kind of red, or the red is kind of pink. So it's got like a almost like blood coral red instead of like true Christmas red. Although I've definitely seen this red on like kind of those faded out vintage reprint Christmas cards and stuff like that. It's really nice. I'm not saying that the Christmas colors are a bad thing, just it's like vintage Christmas reminiscence instead of like, this is a Christmas bag, I guess. There we go. That's the difference. It's also the green is like just kind of this side of pine green as well. It's just a nice colorway. It's just, sometimes you don't see the colorways exactly true until you actually get them home. And so like some of the colorways I bought in May, I got them home and I'm like, oh, that's not what I was expecting to buy, or what I thought I bought. Oh yeah, these need to all be trimmed down. Okay, so since I know how much I'm going to be trimming them down, I'll just lay them out and we'll do it, because why not? And then we'll cut them all in half to make the drawstring channels. 18, 18. Okay, I actually have hit 11:20 and don't feel like I need to go to sleep instantly. So we'll keep going as long as I can on this, because realistically, if the more I get done, the less I have to do later in the push. Or if I get really tired, or I have like the kids just have a day where it's just like, nope, they do not cooperate, which could happen 100%. Alright, polka dot bunnies, which we're gonna put up here with this set like this. And then we'll grab down Patchwork Cat as well. Alright, we're gonna do the drawstring. We're gonna set it up so it's easy to just grab stuff out instead of having to like dig through the whole thing to do the interfacing tomorrow. Because right now, I did say that I was going to cut interfacing tonight. I don't think that's happening tonight. I do think we'll cut everything down, like we're doing right now. This is what I call cutting down, because basically I can make the Kato from the back cut, or the second cut of large box bags, so why not? But, no, that is far shorter than the other two. Well, it's a drawstring channel. It'll still work. Interesting. Alright. Anyway, yeah, we'll get the cutting down finished. And then tomorrow's first few hours of stream will be just no talking. I am happy to chat and type in the whatchamacallit, the live chat. There's a good sign that I'm getting tired. Like, I'm happy to chat in the live chat. It's just there will be no like actual voice chat, I guess. It's maybe the best description for it. Just because then I don't wear my voice out if I'm streaming for 8 hours. It's a lot less tiring for me, so that's just how it goes. Alright. One and two. Yeah, and then we'll have a chatty evening stream, because that's how it'll work. Sunday, I'll be on in the evening, hopefully. We're gonna head to Heritage Park with a friend and the kiddos, because they are super into trains. And it was like the one caveat, it was like my friend gave me, is it's like their first trip to Heritage Park, you have to take me. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. So I was just like, let's do it, because it's supposed to be nice on Sunday, I think. Good weather. It'll be busy because it's a long weekend, but it's kind of like, we gotta go do something. Alright. Oh, there is the one that needs the beige. Okay, we will set that. Where did I put the beige lining fabrics? I think I chucked them at the Kato bin. 1 second. That is not a lining. Okay, I'm not. Am I gonna cut it down? Let's cut it down because then it's done. And if I find the lining, I find the lining. I have a feeling it's like under this whole pile of stuff. Whole pile of bags. Okay, so I got 1, 2, excuse me, 4. Of course I would swallow spit the wrong way. 1 second. Okay, let's do 6. 6 at a time. Excuse me. Okay, bunnies. 4, 5, 6. And there is the other one that's missing a lining. I swear we went through this pile and matched the lining pieces up with the bag. And I still haven't seen where the bear one went. I don't understand what's going on. Okay, this one needs a little bit of fussy cut because we need to make sure that we've got enough floral wreaths. So this cut would mean here, which would mean that you would have this whole diagonal of cats, which is quite a few cats. Here, I'm gonna move the phone more. I keep talking about these cuts and it's like, I don't know if you can even really see it. There we go, that's better. Okay, sorry if that made a weird noise on the mic. Anyway, so we'd have this nice diagonal here of cats, and of course it's like freezing up now that I moved the phone. And then we would have this nice like scatter of cats. Or if we cut it here, we have that diagonal, and then we've got this like diagonal. I like the other way better. Okay, so we're gonna cut it, excuse me, this way. There we go. The bunnies are the same actually. Let's see what we can actually get on this bag. If I cut it here, we've got all of these bunnies and all of these bunnies. I think that's a good selection of bunnies. Okay, so put that direction. Mew cats, there's so much going on with this one, it won't really matter. You'll end up with a little bit of everything, I think. There we go. Actually, I think this does make the Kato like tick taller than the pattern actually calls for. But there's a little bit trimming up to do after the like seam allowances and stuff like that. So now that I actually remember that, that is true. So this cut this direction from the large box bags means that the Kato is like a little bit taller than the pattern actually is, which I just realized might be why I have some difficulties with the linings sometimes. Maybe I should be trimming down the tops. Oh well. We'll figure that out afterwards. And yes, the directional prints will be up-down prints. We're not trimming them right now because what we're doing after this is we're going to be applying interfacing to all these pieces. What we're doing is we're trimming the drawstring off of the bag so that the drawstring doesn't get interfaced, because that would make it really stiff and like unyieldy to actually tighten the drawstring on the bag. One of the things I will be offering with these as well, and that will be available at Knit City, is cord locks. I've heard a couple feedback from, or a little bit of feedback from folks saying that it's been hard to keep the leather cording like actually closed. So I do have cord locks available as well. It's just something that I'll offer at the till. I will still be knotting them because I like the look of that, but they'll be on offer if you would like them. Okay, that didn't work very well. Apparently my rotary cutter is giving up the ghost of like, hey, you know, I'm done. This is it. That's too many layers. I might need to change the blade. That's probably what that means. Okay, Trim down all of these for the lovely drawstring channels, like this. Yeah, so like in this case, the pancake drawstring channel will be a little bit taller because I'm not going to trim an extra inch off here. That'll get distributed between the two drawstring channels, so that's fine. And obviously the bunnies are a little bit tighter selvage, like it varies, and that's what happens when you're using up like a different cut, is it changes all the time. Alright, I'm gonna cut here. My rotary cutter should do this many layers because it's not happy about it, but it did it. And then I am going to actually square up this bit too, because that'll help it just sit in the bag nicely without overlap. There we go. Those are scraps that'll go to my friend. And then yes, these are all over the place for width, but as again, like I said, trim it down. We'll have all of these and then get them rolling. Alright, so the Aqua Cats was the last one here, and they have one of those beige doily, and it needs a sand lining, beige lining, because apparently I didn't catch some of these. Okay, so I'm going to throw it with the bears. The bunnies are the white lining with something something. Pancakes have blue pockets, and the Mew Cats have the other doily pockets, as does something else in this pile apparently. Oh, the bunnies and the Mew Cats both have that. This beige fabric, and it has a lining. Okay, I'm gonna pop those in there. Bunnies, bunnies, bunnies. The bicolor cats, bicolor cats. I think I called this vintage cat posters or something like that. I can't remember what it is on the website even. Snip, snip, snip. Actually, at this point, I probably should pull the pick your own orders down because I don't think I have enough of most of the stock. Now that I think about it. Yeah, that'd probably be a good decision. Okay. I can do that after I get off the stream. This one needs its lining as well, because apparently I cannot keep track of my linings. Is it that stuff in the box right there? It might be. One moment. Oh dear. It's really far down. That looks like stuff that was cut too thin. Yeah, it's not wide enough. Okay. It was intended to be a cut for the Kato, and it turned out not to be. Okay, so both the sweets ones can be cut at the same time, so I'm just going to pull covered cats out from the middle because one cut is faster than two. But the covered cats isn't lined up well enough to actually be, well, actually, yeah, if I did this, it would work. Fold it in half like this. Oh, that's going to be such a cute drawstring channel. That is adorable. This angry salt shaker gets me every time though. Such an angry salt shaker, or sad salt shaker. I'm like, I don't even know why you're sad. Why are you sad, salt shaker? Alright, we'll nest this along that crease that I just pressed in there, and we'll fold it again, and then we'll take the scissors and we will cut all three instead of just two, because cutting three at once is faster than cutting them individually. Is it a perfect half? No. But that's okay. It looks fine. Okay, pink, white, covered cats. White, pink, done. Sweet. Okay, so covered cats got the black bottom, and then they got this, and then they got this. That's a pancake because it's still got chocolate in it. There we go. can get done before I'm like, oh, I need to go to bed. It's coming. I can feel it creeping up on me. But it's creeping. It's tiptoeing tonight instead of being like, here, I'm going to barrel into you and you need to go to bed now. And then the last question is do we want to do very colorful webbing for each individual piece, or do we want to do black and like gray and beige? Because some of that will work for this and some of that won't. I don't know. I'm just looking at my webbing stock, like what do I even have in stock right now? But I haven't done a lot of big bags, so I haven't been going through a lot of webbing recently. So that works in our favor because there's lots of selection. Not necessarily to match every single bag, but mostly it's also I'm trying not to pull too much attention with the webbing, because it's gonna hold the D-rings for the side, for the like crossbody adaptation that can happen. Right, there's the frogs, and then we're gonna do frogs. Bad. Okay, they have pockets. Good. Like, where are the pockets for the frogs? I didn't feel like they had pockets. Alright. This one also has pockets. Good. Okay. Ugh. That is a mess there. Okay, so 1, 2. My rotary cutter was mad about 6. So let's try doing 4. 4 is still better than 1. The other part of this is like it all depends on the actual thickness of the fabric. Obviously, the more cotton linen blend, a little bit heavier weight fabric you put into a cut, the more the rotary cutter is going to hesitate. It's going to be like, no, this is not what I was hired to do, and I will be like, yes, this is exactly what I bought you to do. I can already tell you that cutting the drawstring from here is going to look good, because that's very much this similar profile to what we did with the darker one just a couple minutes ago. So we're just going to go right like that. And then we got the hedgies, and this is another heavier fabric, so yeah, we'll stop at 4. Alright, that is a sign that I need some water. No more caffeine tonight. Alright, yes, much better. Alright, this is super cute hedgies. I'm like 95% sure that this was intended for a large box bag, but I don't think that I have the fabric for a handle anymore. I have figured out that anything that doesn't end up having its match after this year, I'm going to actually take and make into bookmarks, like long bookmarks. I've got corner bookmarks, which are super cute, and now I'm going to go and I'm going to make long bookmarks for stuff that like I can't find matches for anymore. It's just, again, getting rid of the scraps. But it's like I'll have sewn handles and I don't have bags for them anymore a lot of the time. Oh yeah, it doesn't like that much fabric either. Okay. Alright. But it's or it's like I sewed it to make bags, and then the fabric went astray. It went this way, or it went whatever. It's not going to be made into a large box bag or small box bag anymore. So I'm going to be making some long bookmarks from it instead. That frog fabric will need to be treated with care when we actually do the drawstring channel on it, because it is very crinkled. Apparently it did not get a very good iron when I did it, and that's okay. We'll just treat it with some care. Alright. We still have a very generous stack of bags, but I do think we can get through it tonight. Okay, we will do these all at once because everything's just slightly kiltered, off kilter. Hedgies with the mushrooms. I love the blue and the red for this hedgie fabric. It's like, honestly, on this gold. It is one of my favorite color combos I've seen come out of Japan for years. Like, look at that. It's so good. Now on my camera it's showing up very vibrant. It's not as vibrant as I'm seeing on the camera. Let's see what it looks like on YouTube actually, because it should be there by now. Yeah, in the background that's actually decently color accurate. No, it's still pretty vibrant, but it's a good color. It's so good. Alright. That was paired with something. I don't know why I didn't pay better attention to these as I unclipped them. Okay, the frogs are definitely gray. So this is where it's like, this is why I'm doing this fairly complicated system. That obviously still fails sometimes. Alright, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it, so that's obviously the middle, and then I'm going to stretch it with the scissors as I cut and hope that distributes the wrinkles equally. There's some extra fabric in here, so it's like realistically if it's not perfect, again, it's a drawstring. You're not really going to notice either. Yeah. Okay, and lessons cats is the last one here. Sweet. A lot of this gets fixed when it gets sewn. That's why I like sewing bags instead of clothes, because bags don't have to fit. The way that I'm cutting this stuff, like garments just would not fly. Okay, I'm gonna say that this was the... Oh no, okay, this is actually musical lessons. No, it was the cats. There we go. Figured it out. It's the cats, because the cats are a little bit darker, whereas the hedgies aren't gonna like completely burn your retinas out if you have a white lining. Okay, kitty cats. Meow, meow, meow. There we go. Pile everything so it's easy to get the exterior out for interfacing. Get out of here. There we go. And clip. And sweep. And then we're going to do musical cats. Classroom cats, whatever you want to call them. And they have a gray bottom, and they have the gray, and then they have the exterior with the drawstring, and then we got the scoot up, and apparently the lining decided that it was going to quit and run off altogether. Oh my goodness. And we've got the frogs. Actually, we're gonna do the hedgies next, because I don't know why. It's not like it makes any difference, really. Hedgies next. They both have the same pockets, and they both have the same, like, colors. Interiors. Whatever. The froggy frogs are here. Gonna put the drawstring channel in. Canvas. The frogs themselves. And clip it all up. How many more do we have? Oh, holy, there's a lot more than I anticipated. Okay, well, let's just keep cracking along. Like that. And I need to find the lining pieces. Okay, cats are back in town. It's gonna be the one that's missing the canvas. And then we've got the other bear one, so we'll make sure that the spank gets on it, hopefully. Alright, so I don't know why I threw the actual bear fabric over there, because that's what we need to cut. Okay, so if we do cats are back in town, bear, then we know how it's stacked up over there, although I think these are all going to be the same colored ways. Cats are back in town on ivory, which is in the middle under the like lining piece over qualify that one. Eek. Get out here. Under, over, around the mountain. I'm gonna clip it together. Over there. Vanished. Okay, and then the bunnies. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4. Most of these are lighter fabrics, so we're going to do a 5th because I like to live on the edge. Mostly I just want to get this done. Not really living on the edge. But it is all mostly lighter fabrics, so we'll do one more because why not? We've got a big stack here and they all need to be done eventually. Okay. Pretty sure most of those have the same cuts and everything like that, so we're all good if we mix it up. Okay, bunnies on pink need to be folded properly. We need to find the spank. So there's the spank right there, and we've got big catch here. We've got zap zap, buzz. Okay, there's a buzz right under spank up here. That's good. So spank is off on the corner here. And then on the back, if we cut... Oh, awesome. You actually get spank on both sides, and that one would be pretty much right in the middle of the actual Kato bag. So let's do that way. Alright, so we're going to cut it on this edge. Okay. I'm just going to put it that direction. The cats are back in town is such a scattered print, it really doesn't matter. But we are going to cut it on the selvage, just because the selvage on this one does have a bit of a different texture. So we'll take it and we'll justify it to this side, to the left hand, my left hand side, this side. Right? Because then it's going to be cut here. Yes. Okay, perfect. So much. I think it's just the fact that it's like such an different color combo as well, and then it's like a beggar, and then you're just putting like all these like, it's like the POW graphics from an older comic book, and then in the middle of that older comic book POW is a spank, and it's just, it's so good. It's so good. Alright, this is actually the side that we're going to cut. So we're going to flip this one. I'm going to cut this side, not this side, right? Yeah, this side's remaining uncut. Okay, that'll get caught in the actual cuts. Okay, now this one has a canvas piece that is extremely different, so I'm going to just trim down that little bit of an edge. That's too big a difference to like just kind of ignore. Go. Like I said, I am very glad I'm not making clothes. These discrepancies are design elements. So every single bag, even if you've got the same print as someone else, is going to be ever so slightly different. Because it might be that the rotary blade is dull. Could be that I run out of fabric for pockets. Who knows? It's always an adventure around here. Alright. Excuse me. Oh yeah, I am definitely heading towards bed here soon. Okay, let's see what we can actually add in to the drawstring. We're gonna cut this side because then we get big catch mostly on one, and we get this buzz mostly on one, right? Let's see. We get crazy zap zap. And yeah, buzz will end up along with big catch on one side. Perfect. So we'll cut on my right hand side this time. this end. I'm gonna scoot this out a little bit so that it's like just that little bit less, so that when I sew it together it actually does match widths. And then obviously trim that. Get out of here. See ya. This gray went with the bottom. Cats are back in town, so we're just gonna pull that and put it here. And then I'll start cutting. Oh, well, cats are back in town is at the top anyway, so that works out perfect. Trim it up first. Trim, trim, trim. Cut, cut, cut. There we go. I'm gonna pop it over here because I don't have the actual exterior piece for it yet. How badly are these not lined up? Pretty badly. Badly enough that I think the bears and the cats are back in town are also not matched. Okay, fine, we'll just cut you all individually. When there's that much discrepancy between them, it's better to just cut them individually. There we go. Good brain scratch with that bear fabric, and I think, yeah, it's good. It goes with gray, so we may as well grab it out from down here. Down. We'll put the drawstring channel behind the exterior fabric because again we're going to be interfacing it tomorrow, and I don't feel like digging through the pile to get the fabric. Now this is not going to be true of the other ones that have been previously cut, but you know, I can do it for the ones that I'm actually consciously thinking of, at least. Just because it can make my life easier tomorrow for at least like half the bags. Well, maybe not tomorrow, Sunday. Sunday is like the optimistic projection of me actually being able to start working, like sewing the Kato bags. Very optimistic. More likely that I'll actually start sewing the Kato bags next week, so that's still not bad, but there's still a significant amount of prep work involved in them. And tomorrow I want to finish the large box bags and the Kato bags, or the triangle pouches. Triangle pouches are totally doable to finish tomorrow. The large box bags will get to hopefully the turning seam basically is all we'll have left of the box bags tomorrow. That is the goal. We will see how far I get, because it's just kind of like, there's a lot of large box bags out there. Okay, micro dogs clipped. Oh, okay. The bear is actually a beige lining with a gray. So I'll just pull the beige, and we'll pull the white, pull the beige, and then we'll pop the white onto the cats are back in town in ivory. Okay. Fixed. There we go. I'm kind of like, that's not quite right. Okay. Cats are back in town on ivory. Do this, roll it in like that. Pop it on here. Clip and up. Same with the bunnies. The bunnies will go underneath the exterior fabric like this. Whoop. Flip the clip because it's just nicer to deal with later. And then cats are back in town. Goes on here. Unclip. Pop this package on here and clip it back on. Done. Alright, next round. Cats are back in town on dark teal. Shibe Nyudongo. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we've got 6, 7. Oh, right. right, that's the other one that I need to put in the playlist is the retro vending machines. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so if I do these in sets of 5, I've only got 3 more sets to cut. Sweet. So let's do these in sets of 5 because that's a nice, easy number for this then. Okay, the ducks are here. They also have pockets already. Good. The cats in sweaters are here. Done. 1, 2, 3. Get out of here. How could I actually set this package up better? Yes, I probably should have the canvas on top because that'll be the first thing we sew to the exterior. So 1, 2, 3. But you know, that's okay. 4. And 5. So yeah, so the current goal right now is we'll get all of these cut down, and then I'm going to find the lining for the remainder of the bags. I swear that bear bag had one to begin with. Yeah. And then I am going to bed. So I'll finish these up and then it'll be nighttime. Which honestly is not that terrible actually. And I might be able to sleep in a little bit tomorrow. Not too much. Just a tick. Or 2. Gonna justify to this side because none of these are. I'm particularly picky about getting the specific thing in. We're gonna cut this end, and this will be the justification end. And the ducks. Those are blank selvages, so we're going to cut them off. Give the good fabric a little massage, it always appreciates it. So we still know how late it is. It's getting here because the jokes get worse. Or incoherent. Typically incoherent. Both. Again, I'm not too concerned about getting anything specific on the drawstring. I'm just going to line them up. We'll trim them up and then I'll trim them in half and then pin all these back together again. I know it seems like a lot to keep clipping and unclipping these, but seriously, it's going to save me a lot of time when I'm actually sewing the bags, or at least I think it's going to. In my head canon for myself right now, the what is it? A penny saved is $1 earned or whatever. So it's kind of like that idea. The more work I do now in preparation, the easier my actual sewing process is going to be. At least that's what I think is going to happen. Obviously, if lining fabrics keep wandering off, it's not going to matter. Okay, done. That is the duck fabric. Fold. And trim. These shears always sound so good. I don't know what's so meditative about them, but it just sounds so nice. Just like like scratches my brain in the right way. It might also be like a fairly nostalgic sound, I guess, because my mom always used to make me a lot of like Barbie clothes and stuff like that. So maybe that's part of it. Hi! I was just saying we're gonna wrap up on cutting these bags down, and then so basically I'm creating the drawstring channels and stuff like that for the Kato bags. I guess I should maybe start having like an actual example of what I'm making behind me. That might be helpful rather than just talking about it. Anyway, we're just trimming everything down so that I can do interfacing tomorrow, hopefully. I still need to finish the large box bags. I also got the triangle pouches mostly prepped, so you know, we're rolling along pretty good, but we got like 2.5 weeks left, so we'll see. We'll see where I get to. Lots of these Kato bags do not need to be done for Knit City. It's more of it's a wishful thinking. Like, I would really like to have all of these done for Knit City. Will it happen? Probably not, but that's okay. If they're ready to go for right after Knit City, that's also like 6 steps ahead of where I need to be, so especially this much detailed work on them. Alright. The ducks were last? Did they have a black pocket? I feel like the ducks had white pockets. Oh yeah, because they would have been first because, or this one, because I pulled the canvas out to cut them. Ducks, canvas, drawstring channel, clip, and done, or done enough. Sweater cats, they have a black base, blue pockets, and they're going to come in here, and we'll clip them as well. Fans, yeah, so we got 10 more, so we got 2 more piles to do, and then it's bedtime. And hopefully I do not regret that coffee that I had earlier. I don't feel like I'm going to. There was no way I would have survived the stream earlier if I hadn't drank a coffee, so there's that too. I knew that actually after dinner I was like, I probably should lay down for like a 10 to 15 minute nap. Instead I went with the cold brew coffee my husband brought me, so that works too. It's one of the best investments for this summer was like a cold brew pot that I could put in our fridge instead of like going out and buying a cold brew coffee, because it's so easy to make. It's so easy. It's just tap water too. Again, I'm one of those people though that breaks the rules. Technically I think it's supposed to be filtered water and all of that, and I'm just like, no, you are getting cold water from the tap, because it's not even that cold, because you're just going to go in the fridge and you're going to brew. Now this one I think was in the fridge for like 2 days, but it didn't taste bad. It hadn't gone bitter, so I'm impressed actually. We need a canvas for this, but that's okay. I can grab this one for it. There we go. And the canvas piece as well to match up. 1, 2, 3. But there's been a bunch of tiny disasters. So when I talk about tiny disasters, it's like I ran out of pocket fabric, and for some reason a couple of the bags have been like lost their lining when I took them apart to actually assemble, like get this cut down done, and I'm like, I swear it was there when we pulled it apart. It's just disappeared into the ether apparently. I bet you, I was talking about how I think I might have some studio goblins or little brownies or sprites or something like that. I bet you I need to actually follow through and put a little bit of spirits out for them tomorrow night. I don't normally believe in that sort of stuff, but I swear it was like earlier in the summer I was looking all over my desk. Oh, I gotta actually There, so if we cut it this direction, we get this tiger motif, which is actually pretty good. There's a couple tigers there. It's really good on the other side. We cut there's no tigers on this side except for that one, although that would place that tiger like right in the dead center. That would be pretty impressive. That would be a very impressive tiger to have in the middle of this Kato. And actually that would put this side better. So we're gonna cut it. We're gonna cut this as the drawstring. Anyway, earlier in the summer, I was like sewing stuff and it had a lot of moving parts, and I misplaced some very integral pieces of it. And because it was the wallets that I was making from obi and kimono, there's very limited fabric. It's pretty hard to like replace this fabric, and like I'd cut up most of the kimono that I was using. So I was like, oh, and I went, okay, whatever's in the studio, do you want some milk? I found one thing. It was not the completely integral part, because I think I was missing like a flap. Like it was that integral sort of part. But I found one of the other parts, and then I was like, I could not find the flap for the life of me. I'm like, okay, do you want me to put some whiskey out in a saucer? And then I found the flap. So I'm pretty sure I've got some sort of little sprite in the studio right now. But I need to follow through and make sure that I do actually put some out so they don't get angry. Because if they are here and I don't follow through on the promises, that's just as bad as not thinking that they're here. I don't know how there would be little sprites here, but you know, I'll take it when they're helpful. But they're definitely up to some mischief again, I think. Hey, this one's already cut down. We don't need to do that one. Yay! So that actually means that we only have 9 bags to cut down. 9? 1, 2, 3, 4. Sweet. Alright, and then we'll find the lining pieces, and then we can go along our merry way to bed. To bed. The cats are closed out of the cutting studio right now because Dahlia was up on the cutting table earlier walking around the rotary cutter as I was using it, and I'm like, I don't think you quite understand that neither of us will be happy if you lose a toe to this rotary cutter. So I took her and I closed her out. But now Flynn's like, I want in the cutting studio. I won't stand under the rotary cutter, except he will. So we're just gonna leave the door closed until I'm done, and I'm gonna go upstairs. So we're cutting on this side. That's right. So this justification for the cutting. I'm actually gonna scoot this a little bit this way. And then do this cut right here. Actually, that is better. I get more pressure down that way. Okay. Sweet. Alright, so now we cut down this bit, and then we cut the drawstring channel, and then we do one more set, and we find the lining pieces. The lining pieces are integral to this. All the bags need lining pieces. Alright. Actually, it looks like we can basically just fold this in half and cut it, and it'll be good enough for the drawstring channels. Maybe not the bunnies. Yeah, the bunnies are a little bit smaller. Like, too much smaller. Oh, maybe not if I took the wrinkle out. Oh no, we're good. Sweet. Okay. And one more. Nice. These are all like within an allowable amount. Okay. See, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna scoot this over that, and then we're gonna actually trim that down. That's how we'll fix making sure that everything gets within the bag instead of like crisscrossing the drawstring channels, because of course you cannot tell that the drawstring channels are too long until the bag is all assembled and you've turned it and you're like, these drawstring channels are too wide. Damn it. Okay. And we're gonna fold this in half like this and go squish. Trim it down with the shears. That is a lot of fabric. There we go. Alright. 4 bags left once these get sorted. Tiger. Tiger. Cat. You can hear him outside the door. Yeah. Poor lonely critter. I'll go give him some love once I'm done here. I'm almost done. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. And 1. Okay, so that is getting... Can't even remember where this fabric came from, but whatever. Pretty sure it had the black bottom. Come on. Pick up. You know you want to go with your stuff. Your stuff is at the bottom of the pile, so we're going to wait for a minute. Okay, bunnies. Blue bunnies. Beige with blue pockets. And then retro jar labels right here. And it also still has canvas, so we're good. Just gonna pop it in here like this. Looks like these are all the same like packages, so that's good. Makes my life easier. I'm just gotta find the one that doesn't have canvas because that's what this one will go to. Bunnies with the drawstring channels, and then tigers. And here is this one's matchup. Can tell I haven't been talking much. I need more practice. Because it's like my voice is giving out. I am hooped for Knit City. Alright. I think I see the lining fabrics. They're on the side of the bin. Hopefully that is the mystery solved, because I've got 1, 2, 3 bags without lining fabric right now. And yes, I do know that I didn't cut it last night, but I did cut it tonight, so like it should be fine. But apparently it just wants to wander off. Alright. Birds. Capybara. We will steal the capybara's canvas, and that's what we will use as the cutting template. Come here, canvas of the capybara. Okay. Retro vending machines. That is the one video I need to actually pop in the playlist, so that if you're interested in the videos that I talk about on the channel, that's where they'll be. And I'll just keep adding to that playlist as I find stuff that I share on the streams and such, because I keep forgetting to link it, and realistically it's useless to link it anyway, because it's like, how many people are going to go back and look at the description with the link in it? So if I just put the playlist up, then what I figure is that anyone who's interested can click through to the playlist and watch any of the videos that they're interested in, whether they've come to that playlist recently or like 300 videos from now. I don't know if I have 300 videos in me even, but you know, that idea. There's some fray that needs to be trimmed. Clippy, 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 clip. There we go. Okay, 4 more cuts. 4 This one is a little bit picky because there is a cat on here, so we want to make sure that the Kato has at least one cat. And it looks like it doesn't matter which, yeah, okay, so wherever I cut it, there will be a cat. So we're going to justify it on this side, and then we're going to cut this side, I think. Capybara. There's so much going on with this fabric, it really doesn't matter. It's going to be such a good Kato, though. I am excited for this one. Out of all of them, I'm probably most excited for Capybara Onsen Kato, to the point where I might need to make myself one, because I really love this fabric. Alright. Last fabric cutting. Interfacing doesn't count. Leather doesn't count. Webbing doesn't count. This is the last fabric cuts for the Kato, and the last bag cuts for Knit City. I'm like, it's the last cuts for Knit City, but no, I want to do scrunchies. So, and some key fobs, and they both need to be cut still. So, there we go. Yes, we did it. This has a significant amount of excess canvas, so I'm just going to trim it down here. Trim, trim, trim. By excess. Alright. Oh, actually, well, okay, it's not the last of the fabric trimming, but it's like the first step of the last of the fabric trimming. Here we go. Here we go. We're almost done. I am so excited for bed right now. It's not even funny. My voice is excited for bed. I think that's the biggest thing. So I gotta remember, lots of fluids for Knit City and hulls. Not because I'll actually be sick, but because it'll help like soothe my throat. I like using the menthol hulls for that because it's just like they taste good. Pretty sure they make my breath smell better. They make them in sugar free, which is like the biggest point for me, etc. Alright, here we go. 1 of 4 drawstring channels. 2 of 4 drawstring channels. Here we go. Halfway through the drawstring channels. Actually, even the drawstring channel has like 2 cats on it, so that is fantastic. 3 drawstring channels. Ha ha ha. Capybara Onsen. Sweet. And 4. Alright, that was actually far more work than I intended it to be, but now it's done. Now it's done. That's what counts. And what matters. Okay. Get everything clipped back together, and then we can go to bed. Sweet. Itty bitty birds. I'm pretty sure the capybara was the one with the canvas, but you know what? We're just going to do this one right here since it's here. The capybara are being put with gray canvas. That's what matters. That's all that matters. And the blue pocket. Gray canvas, blue pocket, since it's blue pocket stuff that we're running out of. Or pocket fabrics. Okay, next one. Birds. Not next one. Wait. Oh, maybe the capybaras were... Yeah, oh shoot. Okay. Capybaras were supposed to be lined in beige. Alright. Here's the birds. The birds I know for sure are getting lined in white. Just like this. Capybaras are getting lined in white. But that's easy to fix. So I'm just going to pull the white fabric. And then I'm going to pull the beige fabric and pop it here. Just like that. Easy fix. Ta-da! And the white fabric is going to go with the retro jar labels because that makes the most sense to me. jar labels, blue pockets like this, and then the actual exterior fabric, so it's easy to get for interfacing tomorrow. Just like that. We'll line both of these up there. And then we have retro vending machines, and we're just gonna clip it like this. 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to duck over here. Sure, these are intended for lining. Looks like they're lining cuts. No, those are large box bag cuts. Are these lining cuts? No, that's something else. So I had extra lining cuts. Did they end up at the very bottom of this pile, maybe? Yes, there they are. Haha. I win this round. Doesn't mean I'm gonna win all the rounds, but I win this one. Alright, there we go. Alright, so there is a Kato cut. This is just because it's like, I think that's Kato cut. Okay, so those are box bags, they get to go down there. It feels like it's wide enough. Yep, okay, we're good. We don't need all of these, we need 3. So we're gonna fold one up, scoot, scoot, clip, clip. Cats are done. One cats is done. Fold up, fold up, pull down, clip, clip. We're gonna actually pop this drawstring channel in the back again. If I'm thinking about it, that makes it easier to get into this stuff tomorrow. So like that. Clip, clip, and in. And then fold up, pull down, and do the same with the, oh no, we're already set. There we go. All right, okay. So that is all the fabric cut for the Kato bags. We still need to cut the webbing, and we still need to cut the interfacing, and we still need to cut the leather. And then I also need to cut and burn the labels. It'll happen. It'll all come together very nicely, very rapidly, very soon. That's what I'm manifesting for myself. But I hope you guys all enjoyed the stream tonight. It is 12:30 here. I am done, definitely. But I will be back on tomorrow to be doing the zippers on the large box bags. And then we're going to do interfacing on the Kato, and the triangle pouches I think have some fusible interfacing. And so we'll be using the steam press. First part of the day will be ASMR, mostly because I just want to put my head down and get the sewing done on the large box bags. And then I'll be back on for like a chatty stream in the evening, because that's what keeps me awake. Alright, I hope you guys all have a fantastic night, and I will be chatting with you tomorrow, September 3rd. Or, well, it is, never mind, it's September 2nd.